Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Jnanatmiyandasya Gnananashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shnari Paschatya Dashtarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaurabhattavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, last time we discussed the text, right? But we didn't complete the commentaries. So which text? Unbridled text. Okay. Well, let's see again. For those whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion, Krishna is saying. So any points from, yes, last time? Yeah.
Mind is like a wild animal and snap anytime.
Okay. Give example of mind as a wild animal. Cannot be trusted. That's the point. You cannot trust. You know, sometimes you get fooled by apparent timidness of the wild animal. When you corner wild animal, then they're just. Anytime you have experience, did you ever corner the mouse? And then what he does? When he understands, he cannot. There's nowhere to go. It becomes very peaceful. No? You have that experience? When he realizes that there's nowhere to go, it becomes very cool. Very cool. But what does that mean? So then we can understand it's very cool. Sometimes I try to catch mosquito. And it's tricking me all the time. Rascals, you know, they run here and there, and then they look very steady in one place. No? As soon as you try to capture them, go and finish. In a moment. Flies are even worse. I'm not more faster. So it's difficult. So wild animals also have same symptoms, same qualities, same nature. But even more so when they appear to be trapped. There's no way out. So you try to trap the mind. Yes, ha ha. Now we will chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. And then mind is like, why do I have to do this? Okay, I'm chanting. But he is just thinking, how will I trick that fellow who is forcing me to chant into something else? No chanting during the class. Huh? See, those all minds, crazy minds business. You can't do both simultaneously. Which chair you're sitting? This is reserved for your second self. Subtle and gross, or what? Because you can't focus. You're doing aparad to Gita, hearing Gita, and then you're chanting also both. It's a double trouble. It's a double trouble. So when the animal is cornered like that, then it appears very timid, peaceful, no? But just what? The next moment, as soon as there is opportunity, I go. No, that's the point. That's the point. It didn't become peaceful. It just didn't have an option. As soon as there is an option, immediately. So mind is like this. It appears, yes, mind is listening. Yes, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, this, that, whatever. Hare Bol, very nice spiritual life. So next moment, where is my sense gratification? Where is my deeds? Where is my that? And it starts drifting you away from Krishna. That's the nature of the mind. So that's what it does. So we have to always be very vigilant. You can never trust your mind. Never trust your mind. Never trust your mind. Because it's filled with garbage. And any moment he'll present some of this as a very nice offering. Just imagine. Very nice golden plate, but filled with garbage. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? So, but even if you get patal with Rajbhog plate, what a feast, no? So that's much better. So we have to be very, very cautious and not trust our mind, because mind will cheat us. Mind will cheat us. Mind will say, oh, this is not harmful, this is very nice. You can be happy like this, you can be happy like this. Oh, what a cheating mind. What a cheating mind. So we have to learn how to recognize all these tricks of the mind when it's trying to divert us from Krishna. As soon as he's doing that, he's your enemy, he's our enemy. Our own mind can be our worst enemy if he tries to take us away from Krishna. That's why you should never trust that mind. I said, ask our mind, what are you doing? You want to put me in some trouble? How many lifetimes already wasted? How many lifetimes I've suffered? How many lifetimes, But how much more? How much more? Now you should learn how to cooperate and be Krishna conscious. And enough is enough. How many more lifetimes you have to take? And struggle and go through all this, so-called miseducation, education. And working hard and struggle for existence and struggle in relationships and so many struggles. When is it enough? So that's why mind has to become very tightly controlled. That's why it should be bridled. Okay, what else last time? Yes.
Without austerity, we can't do anything.
Yes, we have to do some austerity. So better to do austerity in Krishna consciousness. Huh?
One must control the mind by engaging it constantly.
Okay, so constantly engage the mind. Don't allow him to slip. Don't allow him. Like I said, when you corner an animal, you don't give any scope for running away. All the corners have to be closed. All the whatever different ways. You have to think about it. You have to see how can my mind slip away and make sure that it doesn't happen. Have a means how to catch it, drag it, pull it back. Anything else? Yeah.
In this context, you have also given the example of the animal, how you have to capture the animal, but they don't give that food.
No, but that we didn't discuss last time. I don't remember that discussed last time. That's your purport. That's a different thing. That's okay, but not last time. If we're gonna be expanding, then we'll never finish this verse. It's already third discussion. Okay. What else?
Control the mind to start, then training.
Same thing. Control the mind.
You
Okay.
said it
Yeah,
last time.
You get example of anything.
I don't know, elephants and camels and this and that. How many things? Yes. Fast. He's not ready.
Mind is just a reflection of lust, greed, anger, and false ego.
Whoa. Mind is reflection of all the contaminations that enter into the mind, that pollute the mind. So you don't have any more mind. Mind as a function, but not as what it should really be doing. He's reflecting all the contamination. Like you come to the river, how many rivers you know, how many ponds you know, people throw garbage now. So horrible. Is it the river anymore? Is it the pond anymore? No, it's a garbage dump. It doesn't serve the real purpose. It's a garbage dump. It's horrible. So that's the condition of our conditioned mind. It has to be purified. Okay, so let's hear some commentaries. What was left? Who is going to present the essence? Cello, Suraj, come first. You volunteered. Bring the chair. Fatafat, give the essence. That's a small verse. I don't think I should have too much discussion. Focus it on yourself. Mike, can you pick my mic? Okay. Never mind the mind. Yeah, but don't read, give the essence, no? You prepared last night?
I've prepared of Sridhar.
Don't do this. Hey, you're gonna break it.
Sridhar scrolling.
Who is there behind the machine?
Makarand is scrolling.
Margaret Watch.
No one is scrolling. I scroll. Perfect.
He went to sleep.
PDF.
It's a mind. His mind got diverted to something else.
Mobile. Sridhar Swami commentary. First, I read the commentary. It's small. Here, Lord Krishna is emphasizing the importance of the mind regarding yoga or the science of the individual consciousness, attaining communion with the ultimate consciousness. For one whose mind is controlled, it is not possible to practice. For one whose mind is uncontrolled, it is not possible to practice yoga. But that person who has controlled their mind by dispassion and regular practice and meditation can succeed in yoga by striving repeatedly. So here Sridhar Swami is emphasizing on fixing our mind on Krishna. By fixing our mind will get purified. So that shloka comes uh, Om Apavitra Pavitra Vasarvavastam Gato Deva Yasmarat Pandikaksham Sabhayat Aventam Suji. So our mind may be impure, but when we fix our mind on Krishna, we automatically purify from within and without. Because Krishna is all pure. Our mind may be impure, but Krishna is all pure. So when we fix our mind on Krishna, our mind gets purified. But if we allow our mind to further associate with the material modes of nature, then our mind gets impure further. Further impure it gets. So it is necessary we fix our mind on Krishna. But how do we fix our mind on Krishna? Prabhupada has given in the commentary, on the previous verse commentary, that there are 9 limbs of bhakti: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Bhadasaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasan, Sakyam, Atmanam. So there are 9 processes through which we can fix our mind on Krishna, and we can remember and purify ourselves. So here, Sridhar Swami is saying, for one whose mind is controlled. For the Lord Krishna is emphasizing the importance of the mind regarding yoga or the science of the individual consciousness attaining communion. When our mind is purified, then our mind is one with the Lord, one with the desire of the Lord. It's union with the desire of the Lord. A purified mind is our best friend, and a impure mind is our enemy. And then, but Krishna says through detachment, through detachment and practice, we can attain this. But what does that mean? Actually, I heard in one lecture, when we sincerely endeavor and when we try to fix our mind on Krishna through the 9 processes, Krishna sees our sincerity. By seeing our sincerity, Krishna takes the charge of controlling our mind. Arjuna could defeat Lord Shiva in battle. Arjuna could control wind. In previous verse, Arjuna says, previous to previous.
Who said that?
Arjuna could control wind.
Who said that?
Arjuna.
He could control the wind.
Uh,
Really? He defeated Vayu.
He could control.
He said it's more difficult to control the mind. It would be more easier to control the wind. He didn't defeat the wind. So he pointed out how difficult it is.
He compared with the mind, given an analogy that it's easy to control wind than control. Easier to control wind than controlling
But
mind.
he couldn't control the
Okay. So the point is, when we so the point is, when we endeavor to fix our mind on Krishna, when we endeavor sincerely to fix our mind on Krishna, Krishna
will control the wind.
will control our mind, because his name is Rishikesh. name of Krishna is Rishikesha. He is the master of the senses and the mind. So he will take the charge of controlling our mind and will enter in our mind, and he will enter into the throne of our heart. So without sincerity, there is no hope of controlling the mind. So that's what Srila Swami is saying.
He'll give you. How many commentaries we have? 4. Only 4.
No, 6.
5. Adi Shankar.
Okay. Hello.
Give a short comment.
Why? Then you'll do 2. You're giving short, then you have to do 2.
No, better I do Ramanujacharya.
Okay, fast.
So Ramanujacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya commentary says 6.36 Yoga is hard to attain even in spite of great efforts by one of the unrestrained self, that is, of unrestrained mind. But the same yoga, which is of the form of sameness of vision, can be attained by proper means by one who is striving, whose mind is subdued, that is, by one whose mind is conquered by work, karma yoga taught before, which is of nature of my worship and which includes within itself knowledge. Then Arjuna puts question in order to hear the greatness of yoga as it really is, which he has already heard about at the beginning of the teaching. Here there is no loss of effort. 2.40. There the greatness of Karma Yoga as inclusive of knowledge of the self, with yoga as its culmination was taught. This alone is the real greatness of yoga. So here Ramanujacharya is saying that is including that we can control the mind through Karma Yoga, and also that which culminates in real yoga, Karma Yoga plus Jnana Yoga, both things are included. Also, Krishna mentions in the second chapter and also in the purport of Bhagavad Gita 10.10, the Dati Buddhi Yogamtam, wherein Krishna says that those who are constantly endeavoring, constantly serving the Lord with love and devotion, Krishna imparts them the intelligence. And this Buddhi Yoga also Krishna mentions in the second chapter that this Buddhi Yoga is actually Bhakti Yoga. So here two things are mentioned in the commentary. First thing is Buddhi Yoga and second thing is Karma Yoga. Giving the example of chapter 2 verse 14, Neha Vikramana Swasti Pratyavayana Vidyate Sarvam Pesi Dharmasya Trayato Mahto Gyan. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada also mentions that Bhakti Yoga means means how one can engage our mind. If we are engaging our mind in different services relating to Krishna, then our mind will be controlled. So many people have this conception that mind control means we have to sit at some place, solitary place, and fix our mind on one particular thing or one particular point or something. But actually, for us, mind control, the definition of mind control is not that. Our definition of mind control is when our whole senses are engaged in service of Krishna. That means our mind is controlled, because ultimately, who is guiding the senses? Mind is guiding the senses. So when mind is free from lust, greed, envy, and all of these things, then actually our mind is controlled. So our process is not to sit in one place, focus on one thing. Our process is to how we can engage our senses as much as we can. And that's why Ramanujacharya is also mentioning about Karma Yoga. We have to do works for Krishna. We have to work for Krishna. Whatever talents, whatever capacity we have, we should utilize it in service of in serving Krishna. And
And also, while doing work, we have to use our intelligence as to how to best satisfy Krishna's desire. So that's how actually we can control our mind, and that is the actual definition of Bhakti Yoga.
How do you capture the mind? If you want to control the mind, first you have to capture the mind. No? So how do you capture? How do you capture mouse? You run after him? That's the way. You ever tried running after a mouse? Huh?
We haven't tried.
So what is the trap? You have to find out what the mouse likes to eat. No? In Chhattisgarh, it likes to eat tomato. I don't know, here in Mumbai, what they give. Same, really?
Yeah,
You're joking. Oh my God. I gotta, this is spreading now. Be careful. So if you want to capture the mouse, you have to know what he likes. No, I mean mouse. Yes, mouse. Or any other, whatever, whomever you want to capture.
Yeah.
You want to capture a nice girl? How will you do that? You have to know what she likes, no? That's the point. So you want to capture the mind, then you have to know what the mind likes, no? What does the mind like? So then you see, you observe a little bit your mind. What is he liking? And connect that, what it said here, karma yoga, that means work. And engage him in that work, what he likes. Whatever he appreciates. Let's say you don't like something. I have little personal experience, I mean, of course, with many things, but this one comes to my mind first. Initially, I didn't like technology. I didn't like laptops, computers, whatever. I had pretty bad experience, especially here in India in late 90s, early 2000, whatever. So many, electricity failures, this, that, software programs. It was just hellish, hellish, hellish. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. And then as forced, as everybody is forced by the time, place, circumstance, whatever, to get involved with it more and more and more. And then my mind was rebelling like anything. I just didn't want to do it because I used to travel around in a bus and we just lived simple life, no mobiles. No mobiles didn't exist. Of course they did, but we didn't know. Such a simple living. And then how did I get trapped with this? Because of writing. Making notes, this, that, and then I figured out, wow, this is much better than, writing books, because when you go, where are you going to stock so many books and this and that? So maybe I can start using this. And that's how I got trapped, or I trapped my mind to start using the, whatever, digital soft technology, and start getting into all the other things, PowerPoint, Photoshop, blah, 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 so many other, you learn so many things. Luckily, I didn't still get into programming, but it wasn't necessary. But you get into so many things. But what it's initially so repelling and unattractive for whatever conditioned reasons, you find something that is attractive, find something that is useful, and then expand upon that, seeing greater utility. So that's also through karma yoga, through the work. You see what the mind likes, and then attract him by that. And then you expand upon it. You bring him like this, you control him, you capture him, you catch him like that. And then you expand upon it, like Krishna consciousness. Everybody likes everything about Krishna consciousness? Really? That's amazing. I didn't like many things. I just couldn't. For me, it was absolutely foreign. Many things were like out of the mind. I didn't like, but I like prasadam and I like philosophy. So through those two things expanded, and by purification and gaining more access and taste for everything else, that's how you start controlling the mind and involving the mind. So that's what Ramanujacharya is proposing. He's saying that controlling the mind through action, through appropriate work. What is appropriate work? Karma yoga means what is your nature, and engaging that nature in Krishna's service. So find what your mind likes, find something good about Krishna consciousness, and then just expand upon that. If nothing else, okay, nice prasadam. Sure that you have prasadam all the time. That's it. And you'll become Krishna conscious. You'll start liking everything else. And disliking so many other things which are not necessary to like. They're very detrimental to spiritual life. Okay, who's the next one? Sagar. Give him simple one. Short one. Vishwanath. Just have to read one line, that's all. You have? Give him. How? What do you have? Which one do you have?
The same one.
Which one? Same one. How come same one? I don't think same. Which one you had, then he won't read that.
Keshav Krishna.
It's yours. Okay, then what he has? Which one?
I gave him some options. Madhvacharya,
I have Krishna.
Are, what are you doing here?
Yes, so I will read
You take Shankaracharya, give Vishwanath to Satyamada.
I read Sri Madhvacharya commentary. Should I read quickly?
No, you should give summary, give the essence. Reading, everybody falls asleep, 9 o'clock is getting late.
I have not read this.
Now you're telling this publicly. Oh.
It should not be thought that the mind of its own accord becomes controlled, because that is not the case. For those who are unrighteous,
What?
unrighteous, who do not desire what is good for other created beings, who hate, who are debauchers, who are non-believers of the Vedic scriptures and others, such persons, the opportunity for moksha or liberation for the endless cycle of birth and death in the material existence never manifests. This has been categorically confirmed in the Brahma Purana. So Madhvacharya is saying that we should not think that mind on its own will be controlled. That is not the case, he is saying. And then he is saying that would not those who hate the scriptures.
Okay, mind is not controlled on its own. That means on its own it keeps on running. What's that? Perpetuum mobile. What's that? There's a Latin statement. Something that keeps on running, eternally, without any input. Yeah. There is a Latin statement. Perpetuum mobile or something like that. Maybe it doesn't matter. So that means mind keeps on going on. It keeps on going on, yes. In the material world, it keeps on going on. It's already fed sufficiently. And we've triggered that momentum. But it won't control itself on its own because it's not programmed like that. It's programmed for something else. So that's what one has to interfere with. One has to consciously and forcefully endeavor to control the mind. It will not stop on its own. You have to do something about it. One has to make a conscious endeavor. Okay, what else? Something else?
He's saying that those who hate the scriptures, those who are the debauchers, the opportunity for moksha or liberation is not.
Yeah, because they'll never control the mind. They'll just sink to lower species of life, as Krishna is saying. Okay. Who is next? Last line there. Yes. Who's there next? Who is ready? Chalo, you jump. These people are not ready. Where's your tilak? Yeah. Where's your tilak? No, go and put tilak. Then Chalo, somebody. Fast, it's getting late, so we will not complete.
Hare Krishna. Reading the commentary of Krishna Consciousness Thakur. दिखाइए मतलब ग्रुप विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती का.
अरे forget it, he's not there, Baba.
Yeah, sure. So here it is said, the Lord cites his own conclusion. Yoga is difficult for a person whose mind is not controlled by practice and detachment. So from this point we can understand it is necessary to control our mind. We cannot think like that I will do anything and practice spiritual life also. So he says that yoga is difficult for a person whose mind is not controlled. So it is necessary to control our mind by constant practice and detachment. Yoga or samadhi, characterized by stopping the mind, can be attained after a long time by a person who makes effort with the mind controlled by practice and detachment. So in this point he says that,
is there any problem in controlling the mind? Is there any problem in conceiving that I have to control the mind? Who has trouble with that? Raise your hand. No, I mean, no, don't think about the mind. I'm talking about controlling propensity. Is it so difficult to conceive that I have to control something? Yes or no?
no.
No. Why are you raising your hands? Why are you raising your? You want to be controller every moment. You're here in this material world because you want to control everything and everybody. That's why you're here in this material world. No? You want to control your parents, you want to control your teacher, you want to control everybody else, you want to control the whole world, you want to control, submit it to your sovereignty. I am the king of the ring or whatever. You want to control. All the time you want to control. And now, when it's the question of controlling the mind, you are, backing up, backing out. You don't want to control the mind. Now you're thinking the mind is too powerful. You're already trapped in this world as a controller, falsely identifying as a controller, and now you just have to divert that propensity and add the mind into it, control the mind. Just see the magic what happens then. That kind of controller you can become, and you should become, in the service of Krishna. So you have controlling propensity. Everybody in this world has controlling propensity. Wife and husband, they go together. Who will control whom? Who will do what? Who will say this? Who will this and that? That's always competition going on. Every moment competition. Who's going to control this? Who's going to clean the room? Who's going to do this? Who's going to cook? Who's going to this, that? Who's going to go and buy something? Who's going to whatever? Every moment controlling is going on. Who's going to follow? Who's going to listen? Who's going to go where? So propensity, my point is propensity is there. So why we don't use that propensity to control the mind? You control the mind, and as I said, then you see what a magic happens. Especially in the spiritual field. And what is possible to achieve by controlling the mind. Yes or no?
Yes.
Confirm. That's it?
I can share something more.
Okay. But fast.
So here it is said that it can be attained after a long time by a person who makes effort. So we can understand from this that it is not easy to control it, and it happens gradually. So we have to endeavor constantly to achieve that, to control that mind. Not that I have chanted tomorrow and today and tomorrow I will control the mind. So we have to constantly endeavor to control it. So just like when we enter college, so not that tomorrow we will get degree. It takes time, like at least 3-4 years in India to get degree. So similarly, when we come in spiritual life, we practice constantly. Then one day we will also control the mind. Okay.
Is there surrender unto me? That's there? How come quite some time we are not reading surrender unto me? That is also part of the commentary summary. Very important. Can somebody check that? Okay, start.
I'll be reading Sri Keshav Kashmiri Pandits. Okay. So,
He was
here,
from Tamil Nadu. He was from Tamil Nadu.
seriously?
Yeah, Keshav Kashmiri was from Tamil Nadu. Kashmiri.
Kashmiri from Tamil Nadu.
Chalo, bolo Baba.
Lord Krishna is confirming that it is not possible to become established in yoga or the science of individual consciousness, attaining communion with the ultimate consciousness by dhyana or meditation. To behold all with equanimity and dispassion is not possible for one whose mind is restless and uncontrolled. But through ceaseless striving and constantly practicing of meditation, it is possible to be successful in controlling it. So here, Keshav Kashmiri Pandit says that to become established in yoga or the science of individual consciousness, becoming communion with the ultimate consciousness is not possible by dhyana or meditation. To keep your mind in a psychological stable state, or to keep it in, or to keep it being unemotional or unentangled, is not possible for one whose mind is restless and uncontrolled. But through ceaseless striving means, but through practice, regular practice, one can make it possible by controlling the mind.
So you have to practice. You know this, how they're called, ninjas in Japan, martial arts when they practice or something, or even I think some other arts when they do. They'll catch the fly like that. Can try to catch the fly. Oh, it's such a torture, you know, when it comes and starts, you know, bugging you, and you're so. So, but if you have that concentration and practice, then you can catch it. So practice. Okay, anything left? Huh? That's a wrong document then. Then we are missing things out for this whole 6th chapter. That's a very bad thing. It must be there. It must be there. It's the most essential part of all the commentaries because it's a summary. This has to be corrected immediately from next time. Okay, see it now on the folio. Maybe it's there in folio. We still have 5 minutes. Bhaktivedanta database. Open fast. Okay, Satyamala, come and sit on the chair. Say a few words about the mind, something. Please let Shankaracharya.
Sri Adi Guru Shankaracharya comments on that me, mind, made conviction is it that yoga is duskaraha, difficult to be attained. Asamyata atmana, by one of uncontrolled mind, by one who has not controlled his mind, the eternal organ by practice and attachment too. But on the other hand, Sankhya, yoga is possible, avattu, to be attained, yatata, by one who strives, who repeatedly makes effort, upayata, through the means described above, the Vishya Mani, by one of controlled mind, by him whose mind has been brought under control through practice and detachment as to that by accepting the practice of yoga actions leading to the attainment of this or the next world may be renounced by a yogi, and yet he may not attain the result of perfection in yoga, full elimination, which is the next to liberation. Consequently, at the time of death, his mind may waver from the path of yoga, comprehending that he may be thereby ruined. But Adi Guru Shankaracharya just commented on that mind can be controlled by engaging, by suitable practice. Means all the commentaries conclusion is that mind only can be controlled by suitable practice and detachment. Because Krishna himself states that Indriyanam Manachasmi, I am the senses among all senses, that is a mind. And Krishna himself reveals that only I can be perceived or only I can be revealed through the devotional service. Devotional service means engage our senses in the service of the Supreme Lord. Because our senses are uncontrolled and mind is also uncontrolled. It can be controlled through accepting the devotional process and devotional service when Krishna, because devotional service Krishna attracts Krishna. Sri Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita says that characteristics of devotional service, that if anyone wants to attract Krishna, that the process is the best yoga is Bhakti Yoga. So we should develop Bhakti Yoga, of course in the sadhana Bhakti Yoga, and things will come in control.
Hare Krishna. Any questions anybody has?
Any questions anybody has?
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.